time this next crash is over with, it's going to take many years to get back up to the same level that the stock markets hit in the year 2000. Why is this going up to these insane levels? Now, it's because I was opening up a trading account recently, and this is with Charles Schwab brokerage house. But when I got to this, I was absolutely shocked. I couldn't believe it. Years and years ago, when I opened my first trading account to invest and buy a bunch of mining stocks and some other things like that and go short on the stock market back in 2001, I think it was, margin was something that you'd open an account and then you would apply for margin separately. And you had to qualify. You had to state that you were an investor that was worth a certain net worth and that you have a lot of experience with margin and options and things like that, because with your margin account, you got the ability to trade options and futures, which are highly leveraged. But now it's automatically added unless you check the no box. And here's the problem with that. People become charmed by margin. It's been since 2009 that the stock market has been rising. And so people buy stocks and then they go up and they want more stocks because they're going up, and they go up some more and they want more. And so it's hard. If you've got margin available to you, it's very difficult not to use this margin. And the thing is, to learn more about margin, we encourage you to use the educational materials available at this Margin Education. So you actually have to click a link to go and see what the terms and conditions are. Now, when I opened my first account, the terms and conditions were that if that margin account goes negative on you, the brokerage house has the right to foreclose on you. They can take your car, your house, your bank account. They can basically take everything you have to make themselves whole on your bad bets. They are funding, in a lot of cases, they're funding a gambling addict that's been winning because he's on this lucky streak because the markets have been going up for close to a decade. So this amateur trader is drunk on margin. So that is one of the reasons margin debt is at an all-time high. The next chart here is margin debt as a percentage of the size of the economy, the GDP. And what you see is that it's at record territory, far above where it was when the NASDAQ crashed, far above where it was when we had the global financial crisis of 2008. Now, this is dangerous because margin, if the stock market falls, an investor can get wiped out. It makes traders very nervous, and they sit there with their finger practically hovering over the sell button. In fact, on most of these trading platforms, you can configure a key so that with just pressing a combination of keys, a little message will appear that says, "Are you sure you want to liquidate everything and move to cash?" And you can say yes, and it sells everything in your portfolio, and you've moved to cash for safety. Now, that is what happened a lot in the crash in 2008, and that's the reason a lot of people that own gold also had gold futures, and they had GLD or SLV, so a lot of paper silver that exists on their trading platform, paper gold. And gold and silver went for the ride during that crash for the first couple of months, but in October, they turned around and started rising, and they rose dramatically while the rest of the stock market crashed for another 5 months. So gold and silver were definitely the place to be during the financial crisis of 2008. But during that period, in the initial stages of the crash, if you weren't panicked, you had the opportunity to buy gold at under $1,000 and silver under $10. So anybody that was operating against their fear, if they sold all the other assets and kept their paper gold and silver, which I don't believe in, they would have done very well. The people that actually owned physical gold and silver and added to their positions. I added an enormous amount to my position back in 2008 during that market crash, and in early 2009. I pretty much doubled my position in precious metals during that time period, and boy, did that pay off.